Hey, how's it going? It's your boy, RobertIDK. Are we back? Yes, we are. Is this video gonna be an absolute slapperino? Yes, it is. They just got a home run. They just got a grand slam in Wii Sports. That's how you know this video's gonna be a grand slam. Yeah, you know what time it is. My friends, we are back looking at Socks for One's Studios. And we are still here peeping the essential viewing. We're still peeping the essential viewing because we have not seen all of the important SocksStudios videos. I mean, you go to his most popular. We've seen embarrassing childhood stories, check. Pain, check. Cool, okay, check. But what is this? Is this essential viewing I spot? Why, yes, it is essential viewing. And we need to watch it! Growing up with strict parents, no! I'm ready. I'm excited. Let's get right into it. And people, you know what time it is. Since this is SocksStudios, let's do it. Theme song.
SocksStudios, just Nick and his bros, and they can't take themselves serious. Put on your socks and let's have a talk, and we'll see who's the weirdest. Meme God Plaza and that way. Don't forget about TBH. Then hop on Discord with your best mates and put on your socks. We're going to space.
I will tell you how it is growing up with strict parents.
You think your parents are strict? I'm literally Indian, bro.
Like, the only reason why I think my parents are strict is when I went over to my friend's house and met their parents.
You were allowed to go to your friend's house?
Your parents didn't even let you go visit your friends?
Oh, they're like, oh, you're gonna go there, you're gonna start snorting some stuff or something.
Yeah,
I don't
you're
know.
gonna get stabbed.
Yeah, you're gonna get
To be
stabbed.
fair, my mom thought the same
Well,
thing.
for story purposes, I will call this friend Bob.
I love
Bob.
Okay, so I definitely experienced the same thing as Socks. Nobody knows if their parents are especially strict or especially not strict until you go to like your friend's house, until you go check out the homie's house and you meet the homie's parent. And for me, my situation was in a lot of cases when I went over to my friend's house, their parents were a lot more chill than mine. I'ma keep it real. But hey, we'll get into it. We'll get into it. Let's keep it going. But until you've met your friend's parents, that's the only way you can know if your parents are like unusual.
I would always ask my parents to drive me over to Bob's house to hang out. Everything was normal. We would like hang out, we would play basketball for like 5 minutes, and then we would go inside and play video games for about like 20 hours.
Was it Among Us?
We usually played so long that like the sun was rising the next day. Like our eyes were literally melting in our skull.
What were you playing?
Black Ops 2? Fortnite?
There was no Fortnite. Bob, you're so young.
Muffin's like 5 years old. All he knows is Fortnite and Among Us.
True. Wait, yeah, are these zoomers behind these videos? I forgot about this. Yeah, bro, if you grew up with Fortnite, if that was the game you played at sleepovers, I'm just saying, I can't relate to you. The games that I show in the background of my videos are literally, those are the games that I played at sleepovers, okay? We did some Wii Sports, GameCube games, Banjo-Kazooie. Y'all know what it is.
Muffin's like 5 years old. All he knows is Fortnite and Among Us.
Clash of Clans?
I'm talking like Call of Duty Black Ops 1.
Oh, I remember that game. Yeah.
Those games are good.
I was like
For
16.
me, this was fantastic because back at home, my parents were the type of people where I could only play a game for like 30 minutes.
30 minutes?
Yeah, like they were that strict.
Loading in GTA 5.
Exactly,
strict.
right? It takes 30 minutes just to load up the game. And they're also the type of people where after those 30 minutes, they say to pause the game.
You can't
that
pause the
happens to me.
game, Mom. It's online.
It's online,
I think
Mom.
those are all parents. Like, every single parent has told their child to pause the game.
Well, we're back at Bob's place. It's the morning of the next day. We haven't even went to bed or anything.
You got a slumber party?
Bob's mom was making us scrambled eggs, which
Nice.
was really nice.
Thanks, Bob's mom.
Bob didn't think so.
Oh.
Who doesn't like scrambled eggs?
Bob was like, I don't want no scrambled eggs. I want mac and cheese. And I was like thinking, who wants mac and cheese for breakfast? All right, that's a lunch item.
That is true.
You know what I ate
Word.
for breakfast, bro? I ate aloo ka paratha, man. You don't even know what that is.
I want the Aruka Barata. Okay, anyways. Okay, a lot to unpack here. 30 minutes? Only being allowed to play video games for 30 minutes and then you like have to pause? Okay, what? I need to know more. Your parents told you to pause the game after 30 minutes. They've told you to pause it but not shut it down? Like, are you gonna go back to, is it like 30 minutes of the game, then 30 minutes of going outside, and then 30 minutes of the game, 30 minutes of homework? Because, hey, if you do that throughout the course of a day, that's still like 5 hours of gaming. I need specifics, Socks. I need specifics. For me, that was the one thing. Is like my parents were strict in a lot of ways, but they also did kind of just let me play games for however long I guess I wanted. I think I was pretty reasonable about it though. Like after like 2.5 hours, I like didn't really want to keep playing. I'd want to do something else with the day. And also I had to share with my sister, so it was normal to go back and forth. I think that's actually pretty important. Anyways, getting mad at your mom for making scrambled eggs instead of mac and cheese. First of all, getting mad at your mom for something they did not need to do for you. That's a big yikes from me.
Aloo ka paratha, man. You don't even know what that is.
I don't even know what that is.
You said it too fast.
Aloo ka paratha.
Say it in parts.
Aloo ka paratha.
Paratha.
Wow.
Yeah, sounds pretty good.
So Bob's mom was like, but I made the eggs. You need it. You need to eat it for your vitamins. And this is where it changed up. Bob raised his voice. He said, I don't want it.
Oh,
Wow.
what an annoying little crap.
You know how awkward it is for me? I'm just sitting over there, you know? Bob and Bob's mom, they're looking at each other. The tension is
Wow.
right. I'm like the third wheel here. He's raising his voice to his mom, but if I were to raise my voice to my parents, mom would be with a wooden spoon and be like, I like your cut, G. And it would be done.
Jeez. Oh my gosh. Okay, I cannot relate to no wooden spoon. I can't relate to that. I mean, I guess when I was a tiny child, I can relate to some spankings. Spankings were a thing. All right, maybe I can relate. Getting mad at your talking back to your mom like that? First of all, scrambled eggs are great. I literally eat them every day, and I will say this again, please get cage-free eggs because the chickens are treated much better and it's better for the world. But yeah, your mom making you breakfast? Make your own breakfast then, dingus! If you've got mac and cheese in the house, make it yourself, you dingus. If you cannot just talk back to your mother like that, who did not need to make scrambled eggs for you. She didn't need to do that. Dingus!
It would have been done.
My mom did it with a cricket bat.
What?
Dude, you need to tell us something?
It's nothing bad, okay? I took it like a champ.
That was just the beginning.
Oh.
Bob's mom said this, Bobby, eat your scrambled eggs. I don't want to hear another word from you.
Oh.
And Bob said this, you dumb B-word.
Okay.
What?
He called his own mom the B word. Everyone's mouth drops, all right? My mouth drops, all right? It's hitting the table.
Oh my god. Is the table okay?
And here's the thing I didn't understand. She didn't even get angry.
What?
Mrs. Bob actually went back to the kitchen and started making something else.
What?
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 Said something like that to my parents. I don't even think I could imagine.
Yo. Not being able to do that to your parents does not mean your parents are strict. That is bad. That is too not strict. If you can speak up to your parents like that and literally insult them, you are not being raised right. And honestly, this is what it makes me question it. Socks, my G, did your homies not exhibit signs of this kind of behavior when you hung out with them before? How do you not know that your homie is going to talk that crazy? I don't know, dude. Being friends with someone that would talk to their parents like that, like I think I would be able to tell ahead of time and I wouldn't be friends with that person if they're that rude to their own mother. Like I would think you'd be able to tell. Anyways.
If I ever said something like that to my parents, I don't even think I could imagine.
I wouldn't be here with you guys. I wouldn't be talking to you.
Yeah.
She would have turned around super slowly. I would have seen the gates of the underworld in her eyes. I would have awakened a great beast. She would have probably removed my limbs and then shipped me to Brazil. I would never know because that never happened because I've never reached that, stage of life.
You guys
Yes.
know the
That
accents, though.
ability.
Here was another reason why I thought my parents were strict, and it was from school. I can tell you right now, I was not the best kid. Well, smart, maybe, but I was a clown.
Wow.
Oh my god.
I was the type of guy, when I asked my teacher, can I use the bathroom? The teacher was like, I don't know, can you? And I was like, I can.
Oh,
And I would stand up
Wait, you
and
said
I
that
would
back?
pee in front of everybody.
Are you sure you want to put this
Dang.
information
Wait,
on the
what?
internet?
This is illegal.
What grade was this? Like high school? You would just.
This was fifth
Oh,
grade. This
okay.
was fifth grade. all right?
Fifth grade is still too old. Fifth grade is still too. What? Okay, if you did that as an adult, you would be put on a list for the rest of your life. It would literally ruin your life if you did that as an adult. Dude, fifth grade, crazy. That's still too old to be doing something crazy like that. Knowingly doing something that absurd is absurd. That's too far, Socks. That's too far. Maybe if you're in like literal preschool and you don't realize how insane you're being. Sure. But wow, that's crazy.
This was fifth grade.
okay.
This was fifth grade, all right? It's not like I would do something that extreme.
Dude, this was yesterday, I swear.
I didn't do anything that extreme, but like I said, I was always goofing around.
Wait, you weren't doing that? Oh, well, don't use that as an example, Socks. What a reckless example to use. Probably don't. If you didn't literally stand up in the middle of class and do that horrible thing that would get you arrested and put on a list for the rest of your life if you did it as an adult, don't use that as an example.
But like I said, I was always goofing around.
Bit of a goofball.
Shut up, Muffin. One time I was in cafeteria, I wanted to impress all my friends. I was gonna show them a magic trick.
The lady.
Yeah. I was gonna make the milk out of my carton disappear. You know those little cartons of milk? I was gonna make the milk out of that disappear.
I like the chocolate one.
Nice.
I took the carton behind my back. I said this, 3, 2, 1. And I squeezed the carton as hard as I could. And it just blew milk everywhere.
Socks, what?
Oh my god.
Why do you think that's a good idea?
Milk was everywhere. All right, you would think such a tiny carton would have such little impact, but no. It was a nuclear score streak. It took out 6, 7, 10 kids in the cafeteria
It
table.
took him out.
Falling on the floor.
There was no way they could avoid
People
it.
screaming.
Fire alarm going off.
There was no way to dodge it, all right? Many lives were lost that day. I had to bury my fellow comrades, okay? I had to close their eyes.
Listen, I think every kid has done something like this where they do a thing that they think, oh, this will only like minorly inconvenience one person or so, and then a bunch of people will laugh, and then they do it and it like ruins the day for everyone, and they're like, oh, this was not as extreme as I thought it was going to be. But I guess for me, the equivalent of that was like when I went to hockey camp with my homie Michael, and then we just won a game and it was super epic. We got back into the hockey dressing room. I was like, oh yeah, and I took my hockey stick, and he had this water bottle, this like plastic water bottle on the bench, and I was like, oh yeah, and I just smacked it, and then it opened up and like drenched all of his equipment. And so for the rest of the day, he was just wearing wet clothes that he didn't want to wear, and I just like, I thought it would just be a fun like, oh yeah moment. He was so upset with me. He was just like so bummed out for the rest of the day, and I was like, wow, I thought this was gonna be fun. I thought this was gonna be a fun moment. Not at all. No fun whatsoever. So yeah, that was my example.
Close their eyes.
Oh god.
But that's when everyone started complaining, and it was getting loud. Everyone, blah, 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 blah,
His
blah.
mom's
You know,
gonna hear
they're
about
whining little baby. I don't know if this is related to you guys. The teacher came over and gave us a red cup. I don't know if you guys had this in your school.
A
but-
red
A red
Yeah,
cup?
a red cup, which means if your cafeteria gets a red cup, you're not allowed to talk for the rest of the lunch period.
Wait, what? That makes no
What?
sense. Why can't you talk during?
No, not during a red cup. There was 3 different cups. You had a green cup where you could talk.
A green
yellow
cup?
cup where you could talk like whispering, and a red cup you couldn't talk at all. We got the red cup, okay?
Yo, my
Wow.
man just got server muted.
You got
Wow.
separated in real life.
Yeah. Probably asking, why am I telling this story? Because after that, some kids rattled me out.
Little
Snitches. Because the teachers were asking who was causing all this commotion in the first place. I was showing true magic. Why not just appreciate my art?
They're just jealous. They were just jealous of your magic skills.
sorry for you, Socks.
So basically, they ratted me out.
They ratted him out. He's gonna have a note home to his parents, and his parents are going to freak. The red cup? You got red cup? Yeah, you got server muted? That's hilarious. The red cup. What a horrifying, what a horrifying fate. This dude red cupped his entire table at lunch. Yikes. All because of his dumb, I will make this milk disappear. First of all, if you did make that milk disappear, who cares? Even if you could do that, like if you have this magic ability to make milk disappear, that isn't that sick. You're wasting milk.
Without any milk,
Right this way. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Even if Socks had a magical ability, pretend this is milk. It's water. Don't worry, parents. Even if this was milk, and he somehow had the ability, hey guys, I'll make this milk disappear. Whoa, it's gone. That's not that sick, dude. You're wasting milk. But anyways, the red cup is bad. That's what I was talking about.
Basically, they ratted me out. The teacher sat me down. You know it's serious. Before you get sit down, they call you by your full name.
No. Socks for one.
First, middle, and last name. Socks for one.
Robert Idris Dingus Columbus. That's what they would say to me.
She brought me into her room, and I already didn't have a good relationship with this woman because it wasn't the first time I was in this room, all right? It was at least once a week.
Socks bad boy confirmed.
She was babbling, you know, the same stuff that I need to show a good example to the other kids. I can't keep doing this. What's my credit card information? You know, the usual.
Wait, what?
But that's when something different happened. Ever so slowly, move this piece of paper across the desk, okay? This
note
piece
home
of
to
paper.
mom.
What is my medical degree?
It was something that was real, meme god. It was something that was real, all right? In my mind, I was like, what is she doing? Is she throwing like a pop quiz on me? What kind of subject is this? And
He has to write a note home to his parents explaining what he did. Oh, this is how it's all gonna come together. It's all coming together now.
what kind of subject is this? And then the teacher said this. You need to get this signed by your parents.
Exactly in that tone.
Exactly in that tone. No, in my mind, I was like, woman, who do you think you are? I was showing my best magic trick in the entire world.
Yeah.
People would praise me for this one day. You should be the one getting a paper slip. On the bus ride home, I don't know how to describe it. Have you ever felt like you were being punched a billion times in like a WWE cage by The Rock?
Yes.
I never had that feeling, man. You should get that checked out.
I can't
bro.
relate.
You know, I was thinking on the ride home, why don't I just forge the signature? You know?
Don't do that. Don't do that. So, okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I've been there. I have been there. I've been in that situation. I've had notes home, and it's like, oh, forge the signature. But man, let me keep it real. Let me keep it real. Listen, I know it's easy for me to say this as an adult now. It's easy for me to say this because I ain't got to deal with no signatures from my parents anymore. I have to do the signatures myself. If you get a note home from your parents, it's probably for a good reason. It probably is a lesson that you need to learn, and you gotta just knuckle up and face the consequences of your actions. Unless the consequences are unreasonable. I don't know. Every situation is different. But all I'm saying is, yeah, you know, you don't forge signatures.
You know?
No.
There's only one problem with this, okay? I couldn't even write my own name in cursive. I'm doomed. My parents, on the other hand, they had this like super cool whip when they signed things. And while me, on the other hand, people couldn't even read my normal print writing. There was only one thing I could do. It was to give my mom the paper slip and show what I did. Mom, I'm home. Welcome home. I made us dinner. I hope you like spaghetti. What's spaghetti? I didn't even say anything to her yet. Yet she knew something was up. How?
Facts.
This witch. I said this. I need you to sign this piece of paper so they can let me on a field trip. A field trip?
Oh, no.
Are you even trying? Do I even realize that she knows how to read?
So you gave her the paper just like that. You told her this is for a field trip.
I forgot that my mom knew how to read. Listen, totally fair. We all forget that our parents know how to read sometimes. How on earth are we supposed to know this information? But yeah, your mom's gonna read anything she has to sign. Here's the thing, Socks, about being an adult, and I'm sure he knows this by now, but he didn't as a kid. Yeah, when you're an adult, you have to read everything that you're gonna sign. You adults don't just sign things. You know? There are major consequences for signing something you're not supposed to sign, okay? Homies, if you're enjoying this vid so far, by the way, boop the like button would be sick, and the subscribe button on my channel would be sick. You know what else would be sick? If you are not subscribed to Socks' channel and you're enjoying this video, you need to be subscribed to his channel. Listen, that team did a lot of hard work and they need your support. So when we do get to the end of this video and all the things pop up, make sure you are subscribed to his channel. And you know what? I will also have the full playlist of other times we have looked at Socks' channel. And so if you're enjoying this video and you haven't seen all 4 previous previous episodes of this series, you will need to make sure you check them out.
A field trip? Are you even trying? Do I even realize that she knows how to read?
So you just gave her the paper just like that? You told her this is for a field trip?
Oh, sure. Give it here. She takes it out of my hands and starts reading it over. In my mind, it's all over.
It's all
I will
over.
have to Japan. I will start a new life.
Your whole life just flashed before your eyes.
You can see her smile just slowly disappearing as her eyes just go lower and lower on the paper, right? Oh, God. I need to start packing. What do I need to survive? My Nintendo. For sure. A granola bar. I don't know, man. I've never done this before, okay?
Make sure you have toilet paper, man. That stuff is necessary. I just realized I ran out of it.
She raised her face from the paper. She stared into my soul. I'm dead. I'm literally dead. Just finish me off, okay? I can't take it anymore, woman. Just do it. Just do it.
Mortal Kombat movement.
She said literally nothing. Nothing at all.
Nothing.
Complete silence. And this is when I knew it was all over. For all you fellow kids that don't understand the parent anger chart, let me show you something, all right? So
Show us the
first, at
chart.
level 1, there is annoyed. This is when you tick off your parents. Probably because you were doing something dumb. Then there is when they raise their volume. This is when they're angry, but not yet screaming. You know, just like a loud voice. Then there's 40 other stages. And at the very top, there's complete silence. This is just above literal death. That's where we're at right now, all right? So, you're asking what happened next. Well, all I can tell you is that it made me a better person. And this is where I am today.
What? Oh no! I didn't know he was gonna fake us out like that. Just end it. Oh no! I want to know what happened. Well, listen, maybe he doesn't want to incriminate his own mother. You know, who knows? Who knows? The silence. I guess there is that thing where it's like there's being annoyed, there's being angry, all of that, and then like it gets to a point where it's like they're just so disappointed in you that they're just like quiet. Whew. Yeah, that is a spooky moment. To a kid, like nothing is more scary than the moment of like suspense waiting for your parents to get super mad at you. There's nothing worse, and I can't wait to make my kids feel that level of pain when I have them. I'm just kidding, guys. That's for legal reasons, that's a joke. But now I'm rethinking our essential viewing. We're talking about strict parents, strict teachers, all of that. I think the only way to continue our journey is my experience being homeschooled. Ugh. It seems like he wasn't homeschooled the full time because that would have made the last story not make sense. So let's see what happened. What happened to Socks? We're zooming right in. We're zooming right into this one. 3, 2, Uno. Yeah!
Today I'm gonna tell you guys the story of me being homeschooled.
Cool.
That's it? Oh.
I ended the video. Give me your money. Thank you very much. Bye. See you next time.
The first question most people ask me is why I was homeschooled in the first place.
This sucks. I don't remember asking.
When did I ask? Why am I even in this video?
Oh, and to clarify, I was only homeschooled in my high school years. Anyway, when I tell people I'm homeschooled, they think it's just so I can play video games all day. Joke's on you. I didn't have any friends to play video games with.
And that's why we become YouTubers, because we're bad at making friends in real life, and the only people that we connect with are on the internet. What a wonderful world. I understand.
The other reason people would think is maybe I was antisocial. I mean, they're not wrong.
Look at you now.
Look at me now. The real reason I was homeschooled was actually to have more time for a sport. No, it wasn't toe wrestling. Wow.
I was just about to ask that.
Well, I was gonna say, I know you weren't thinking about that, but did you know that's actually a sport? Like, I just figured it out, like, the other day.
Toe wrestling?
In toe wrestling?
Yeah, it exists.
There's no
YouTuber toe wrestling?
Imagine getting a sponsorship to college for toe wrestling.
Wait, there is actually toe wrestling. Yo, I'm calling out Jake Paul right now.
Toe wrestle me, bro.
Toe wrestlings? Okay, are we really, guys, are we really going on a tangent about toe wrestling? I will not have it. No discussions of feet on my channel. Thank you very much.
What if they have like warts and stuff on their foot?
Yeah, I know you do.
Would that be an advantage?
Fungus. Imagine like you're basically making out with another foot.
Is it illegal to make your toenails sharp?
Guys, stay on topic.
He's asking the real question.
Use it as a knife. I played a sport called tennis.
So get a load of this guy, but it sticks and balls. Oh my god.
Hey! Well, not to get sidetracked, but the reason I was homeschooled was I was able to train more for tennis so I could get into a top D1 school. Everyone can agree on me on this. Like, school takes up your entire day, all right? By the time you get home, you only have a couple more hours left where you usually have to do homework anyway.
Just don't go to school, lol.
Well, what is nice about homeschooling is it allows me to go at my own pace. So I would usually finish my schoolwork in about 2 hours or less for the day.
Oh wait, that's kind of lit.
That the entire rest of the day, I could do whatever I want, meaning I could train more. That's also which allowed me to start my YouTube career, and more importantly, my Heroes of the Storm addiction.
Oh no.
Ah, yes. It's not an addiction.
It's a lifestyle.
I didn't choose the game chose me.
Wow, that's cool. I didn't know Socks was such an athlete. Tennis seems exhausting. I have not ever tried tennis as an adult, but just the like constant running back and forth seems absolutely absurd. I will say, shout out to my dude Andre Agassi. I read his memoir autobiography a few years ago, and it was so good. Man, I could reread this whole thing. It was so good. It's so good. I learned so much about tennis from this book, and so much about style. Check, is this not the most stylish, coolest dude? Andre Agassi's look is goals, honestly. Imagine being one of the best like tennis players in the entire world and then rocking these crazy looks. It's actually way cooler than you think because he did it to protest his incredibly strict dad who made him practice tennis for like 8 hours a day. It was like horrible, but he did end up becoming one of the best tennis players in the world. But to rebel against his extremely not kind parents, yeah, he dressed crazy. But shout out Andre Agassi is all I'm saying. This is crazy. He literally looks like Sinbad the pirate here. Like, was this unironic or was he trying to look like a pirate?
I didn't choose the game chose me.
Most people think I was taught by my parents. In some people's cases, it's true, but not mine. Some people, like, their parents would be like, walk outside, look at the trees for their science class, or play Assassin's Creed for a history lesson, all right? That's not what happened here. I was taught by a computer.
Hey Alexa, teach me math. Give me math knowledge now.
Be 1 + 1.
What I mean by taught by the computer, I meant there's courses online that I read through, and then I take a quiz that is graded by the computer. But anything written is graded by an actual teacher. There is also no schedule, so that means you could do as much or as little schoolwork as you want, as long as you get it done by the end of the school year. This means you could do absolutely nothing all year and finish everything the last day if you wanted. And that's exactly what I did.
Oh. How did you manage to do that?
Let's start from the beginning. On my first day, when I like sat down in front of my computer, I was expecting some sort of orientation or something, but it was literally like, I opened my browser and it was like, here you go, do school now, right? There was no structure, no assigned times. You could do as much or as little as you want. And because of this, there was a huge responsibility on my shoulder. They expect me to make my own schedule.
Oh yeah, good luck. Good luck. If this guy is anything like me, that is like the worst way you can possibly do this. Half of kids don't have any concept of responsibility and organizational skills. That's what you're supposed to be teaching them. You can't tell them, hey, yeah, you figure it out. You make your schedule. You figure out when you're supposed to work. No, that's why school is at a certain time. That would have been horrible for me. I would have just never done anything, and then I'd grow up stupid. I need like the schedule enforced upon me. You can't just tell me, hey, work. It'll do the work, and you're good. That's not gonna work. No pun intended. I guess pun kind of intended.
They expect me to make my own schedule. I still forget to floss my teeth or even brush my teeth.
You know what really helps helping with your assignments? Just do it tomorrow.
Yay!
I mean, for the first weeks, first couple of days, I took upon myself to learn, study, be on track, a good kid. I was a learning man. It was great.
Good man. Adapting.
But then things came difficult. I was taking AP Calculus online. If you're someone who likes math, let me just give you a firm handshake right now because congratulations, you're a genius. The main problem with homeschool is that it's so easy to do something else, all right? Just one click, one tab. you open up YouTube. Literally just turn your head away from the desk. You have your Xbox controller on the floor. Another turn to the left. Your cat's just sitting there, you know? He's just looking more adorable than usual. Because of this, I hit myself with that one-liner. You know what? I'll understand this tomorrow. All right?
No. Yeah, that would be the worst part about it for me. If you've got the ADHD real bad like me, what you need is a like boring environment. You can't have enticing distractions around you. Like imagine I'm trying to, I mean, I guess I do work with all of this around me, but it's behind me. I can't see it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying though? You almost need like a boring school classroom environment that looks very stale and sterile, etc. You know? Otherwise, real hard to focus. You know what I'm saying?
I'll understand this tomorrow. All right?
Yeah.
Oh boy, the procrastination. It's happening. It started. And I did this day after day. Eventually, it was weeks.
Oh boy.
And like I said, there is no punishment for this. As long as you finish everything, by the end, you pass. Months. And I mean months go by.
You're just like trapped, like in. You're just playing here. Just
Wait, how are your parents strict if they allowed this to happen without keeping an eye on it? It doesn't sound like his parents are strict enough. My parents would have been on this, like making sure I had done enough work. That would not have worked for me. Again, no pun intended. I guess pun kind of intended.
You're just like trapped, like in. You're just playing here the storm in the animation. They
Turned
called
into a gnome.
the whole entire month, everything going by, and just in like a room playing here the storm all day.
We were about 2 weeks by the end of the school, right? 2 weeks left. All my other classes were finished. 27 weeks of earth science and literature, all complete with flying colors. I did those on time because they were nice. I understood it. I studied.
Wait. Socks. Did you just say Doki Doki Literature Club?
Oh, please, get rid of him. Get rid of him.
And I even submitted my last quiz in for gym. Yes, homeschooling
Gym?
has a gym class.
What do you do?
What?
The thing about, let's say, gym class, all you had to do was log in an activity. And I love that system because you could basically say whatever you want.
But you also did tennis. Like he literally exercised every day. You don't need to lie unless they're like, no tennis. Tennis doesn't count.
And I love that system because you could basically say whatever you want. You could lie.
Oh.
Wouldn't lie.
No, wait,
Revelation.
my YouTuber, my favorite, you would never lie, bro.
It's not lying. You just bend the truth. I did 50 bicep curls with a mouse.
Well, it's not like I needed more fitness anyway. The whole point of the homeschool was so I can play tennis like 6 hours a day.
Weird flex, but okay.
Wait, do you go to field trips?
No.
Trips on your own. That's so sad.
Wait, do you join clubs at homeschool? Like, you know, like you join math club or something?
Why would you join a club?
Yes, I joined Halo 3 Club, Call of Duty Club, and Fortnite Club. That's what the clubs are at online homeschool. 'Cause what else can you do? Math club at the homeschool? No. Those are the digital clubs. RobertIDK group watching club at the online homeschool. Now I support that club. That is a club that I've always gotten behind. I've always loved when online schooling systems integrate the RobertIDK watching club. That is an organization that I can get behind, and I fully support it being included in every school's curriculum. So thank you to the schools who do that.
Why would you join a club homeschool? You're gonna join like a book club with like Barbara and Beth that are like 80 years old.
Why Barbara and Beth? Like, that's like the most old people name.
Exactly! And they're the most likely to join a book club.
Guys, I can't play after school. I have anime club with Uncle Ronnie at 2 a.m.
Anime club with Uncle Ronnie.
2 a.m., bro.
We're watching Attack on Titan season 4.
Anyway, I was about to walk away from my PC, and that's when I see it. AP Calculus sitting on the top left of my assignments that are due. It totally left my mind all these months. So if you didn't know, a school has about 27 full school weeks. And I just submitted my week 27 assignments on all my other classes. But AP Calculus was still there on week 1. I didn't even get through the first
Wait,
week.
what? Wait, no! He did everything. He didn't even start it. They didn't know that he had AP Calculus. Of all of the courses, to not realize that you haven't touched AP Calculus. This is the one thing we didn't want to happen. Homie literally completed everything else and then forgot AP Calculus existed. Quite literally the one thing that a young stunner doing online school doesn't want to happen.
Oh God! Burn it!
And there was only 2 weeks left before the end of school.
Say your internet went out. They can't do anything if your internet is out. What are they gonna say? Like, that's an extension,
My
bro.
internet was out for the past 11 months.
Yeah, my dog ate my assignment.
I was grounded at home. I was grounded from homeschool.
At the age of 17, I didn't think it was possible to have a heart attack because that's exactly what just happened. How am I supposed to do 27 weeks of AP Calculus if I can't even pass the first week by myself? There was only one thing I could do, and that was to cheat.
Yes. Now you're speaking my language. I mean,
How do you? Oh, I was gonna be like, how do you cheat in online homeschool? And then I realized, oh wait, it's probably easier to cheat on that than anything else. It's called the Google. It's called the Google. Look it up. Maybe. I don't know how this works yet. I don't know. But yeah, exams for homeschool would be a totally different thing. You don't have anyone like looking over your shoulder. It's essential in a real exam environment to have terrifying teachers and volunteers. Just like the whole time. You know what I'm saying?
To cheat.
yes. Now you're speaking my language. I mean, no, cheating.
What is cheating?
Should be easy, right? There's websites like Mathway that solve questions like instantly. You just copy and paste. Pow, 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 pow.
I can give you a list, bro.
Oh, how I was wrong. The questions weren't just math questions, all right? There were math questions with words.
Oh.
It was about the man with 900 shampoo bottles, and you had to figure out why he had 4,000 watermelons, all right?
Oh,
Those were the questions.
Shampoo.
It gets worse. Turns out these questions, you would think Yahoo Answers would come clutch, but no. Turns out these questions were customly made for that yearly of school, so you can't cheat. All right, there was no
That's
Google.
the idea, yeah. I think that's the idea.
This means I would have to learn.
No.
Oh no.
I windmilled my entire desk away. It was time to study. I canceled everything I had to do those weeks, all right? Even the play dates. I'm sorry, Jimmy.
No.
Jimmy from Mr. Beast?
My mom tried to lecture me about responsibility, but even that had to wait. At the rate I was going, I was finishing an entire week of math in just one day. I was actually learning though. I never felt so much pressure, but at the same time, it was nice to have a schedule for one. But at the end, it wasn't enough. I wasn't gonna finish in time. I still had 10 weeks left on the last day of school. I failed.
Wow.
Dude, when you speak these stories, you need to like have like some sort of pause or something.
Staring at the camera.
I failed.
He failed. I was so excited. I was so excited for you, Socks. I really thought he was gonna pull it together. I mean, actually, to be fair, this is definitely a better lesson. You definitely don't want to teach the youth and have them think that you can just do this. Just, oh, don't worry about not being responsible ever for anything. You can pull it together all in one day and you'll be fine.
You underestimate my power.
Yeah, I guess you don't want to do that. So I guess it makes sense. I think I've talked about this where like, did I say this in a recent video? You guys let me know. I feel like I have mentioned this. I feel like I have. There was a time when I had just had like my first breakup. This was when I was like 17 in grade 12. I had just had my first real breakup with my first real girlfriend who I was like so convinced I was gonna be with forever. And so I was just absolutely devastated. And it was around exam time. I was like, you know what? I am going to do nothing but study. Nothing else matters. Like, everything I thought was important has just been shattered into a million pieces. So I may as well just spend all my time studying. And I did. I crunched so much work. And on my data management, the watermelon and shampoo bottle questions on the data management exam, I got a perfect 100, best grade in the school. So guys, guess what? Studying works is, I guess, the lesson. I don't know if that's, is that a lesson? I don't know. The lesson is I'm smart. No, I'm just playing, kids.
Pause.
Staring at the camera.
I failed.
In desperation, for the first time ever, I emailed my teacher that I needed more time. I never met this person or talked to them in my entire life or in this entire time of school. But
yeah,
I will never forget this time. Miss Johnson. Turns out I was submitting things so fast that she didn't even have time to finish grading them. For the first time, I was actually thankful for math questions that were asking for show your work. Because that means the teacher actually had to go through and grade it.
He comes over like, oh, explain how you did this. Explain how you did. Like,
Beat up the teacher.
I'll show you. I'll show you my work. You want to see my work?
Okay. I don't know if I'm allowed to laugh at that one. Don't know if I'm allowed to laugh at that one.
That means the teacher also needed more time to grade stuff. So that meant I could actually get an extension how much more time I needed for my school.
Yes!
I was a teacher. I would have just failed you.
In the end, I was able to finish my entire class of AP Calculus in just under a month and actually learning a thing or two.
A thing or two?
You're telling me you're just extremely lucky.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that was my experience homeschooling. And the lesson here is make sure you have a schedule so you don't get in the same situation I was in.
Was that a real outro or was that just a fever dream? What did I just hear? A 5-second song. What on earth just anyways, okay. Sucks for what is a spaceman. Sucks for what is a spaceman who likes to go to outer space. He makes some animations every now and then. Aside from that, I barely know his face. There you go, I just made an extended version for you. I'll record it with epic auto-tune if you would really like. No, don't use auto-tune! Guys, I'm not gonna record a proper version anyways, okay?